Good evening, gang. It's a Thursday night, Thursday the 23rd of April 2020. Good evening, gang. Welcome along to the Thursday night phone-in programme. Hello, boys and girls. Marvellous to see you. An email has flooded into the studios of United Kingdom. An email has flooded in, boys and girls, from Rowan Riley. Greetings, Rowan, in the States there, who was watching one of the recording of the quiz show on Tuesday night. And Rowan says, "Good morning, Chris. I'm literally 1 minute into watching the quiz night video and I'm absolutely loving the wig and your singing." I mean, see? I told you people like my singing. It's the occasional person on the, generally on the chat box there, really, who's very jealous of my talent that I have a talent. In fact, it's a wonderful thing. 'Cause everyone stops when I start to sing. And I have a talent, it's a magical thing. When everyone listens... I might have got the words wrong. See, I need the words in front of me, really. That's why I'm not very good at learning words, I'm afraid. Not very good at all at learning words. But there we are. And Rowan says, what a wonderful way to start my day. Anything to give anyone a laugh. And I'm very happy with that. Anything to give anyone a laugh, I will do it. I promise you I will do it. Not for people to laugh at me, lovey, like some of you tried to do on the old chat box, but with me. We like people to laugh with us. All right, there we are. We like people to laugh with us. So I managed, those of you that were with us this morning would have heard that I intended to cycle to and from Legoland this afternoon, a late morning, afternoon, straight after the show, and that indeed I did. And it's a long old slog. It's about 9.5, 10 miles each way. Most of that journey is on cycle paths and paths shared with pavements. They are proper cycle paths, though. You know, some paths are shared with pavements. There is only one bit which is kind of on a main road, and I'll be honest with you, that's scary. The main road bit is scary. Coming out of Bracknell, you get to... you go past several roundabouts. It's the last roundabout before you go down a hill at Legoland. It's at that point you join a main road and there is no path. Either side you've got fields and Crown Estate. Crown Estate, right? So you have to go on that main road, and that's a fast road, 60 mile an hour. It's not as busy as it usually is, but nevertheless, they're still doing the speed, and I swear some more. That's scary. That's scary. That being said, it's interesting to note that most of the lorries, anything that's big, do tend to pull right out. They will wait. They will wait, especially, there's a particular hill. Coming back home, there's a particular hill which just, I mean, it's wonderful going there because you just fly down this hill. Going home, you've got to go back up it again. And that was a little bit of an effort. But, yeah, a lovely morning. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. It was... And it wasn't my legs that were aching, really. It was my bum on that seat. After a while, a long time on a cycle saddle, it makes your bum ache for a while. It really does. But, yeah, it was good. And I'm glad I did it. Came back here. I was absolutely famished by the time I got here, and I'd done loads of beans on toast, piece of apple pie and chocolate biscuits as well. Terrible food I ate when I got here. Dreadful. I had a FaceTime with my sister on the phone while I was here, and she said, "You just undone all the work that you've done." So I was out 2 hours cycling, and that's a long time for me. Normally I wouldn't go on a bike for 2 hours, maybe 45 minutes maximum. It reminds me of the time, actually, we bought a second-hand bike for just, I think it was 30 quid or something like that, where the caravan is, which I have stored in a shed there, which my nephew Gary spotted. I said I wanted a bike, but I didn't want to spend, you know, a couple of £100 on a new bike, not for the caravan. So we found this second-hand bike for 30 quid, which is all right, with the idea that I would be able to cycle from the caravan to my sister's house, you see, and not bother with it. Well, I did it twice. Never again. Jesus, that's a long way. It's about an hour and a half each way. It would be all right if you were just doing it one way. But when you've got to come back again, and I don't think I did it last year. I did it when I first got the caravan, which is I can't believe it's 2 years ago now. It's coming up to 2 years I've had that caravan. It was that summer. You know, that summer, the really hot summer, and I cycled to my sister. And give it its due, there's not a horrible part that you have to cycle on. Do you know what I mean? It's all really nice. And there's a particularly long road which is all the way down next to a river. And it's stunning. The scenery is stunning. It's fields, it's people's, the occasional bungalow next to the river. And then you'd see chickens running around and things like that, where people have got them just running wild in the garden. Oh, it's wonderful to see everything. But the thing is, it just goes on, and you keep getting to a corner, and you start turning, oh, it must be round here. No, there's another long stretch of road, and you're on there about an hour and a half. Cool, that's a killer, that is. Especially that particular bike, there's no suspension. So it's a bit bouncy as it's going along. There's quite a lot of me bouncing at the back. Oh, there's a button here. Where's that come from? Got a button in front of me there. How strange and mysterious. That's right in front of me there. That is, that button. What's that come off then? A button there, look. Little button. Isn't that odd? A button has mysteriously appeared in front of us, boys and girls. There we are. I should put that there. That's obviously something that needs to be fixed at some point. I told you I was putting on weight. Buttons are popping all over the place now. Never mind. So great on the bike. I woke up a little bit later than I wanted to wake up, to be honest. And I had a headache, which is probably, I did get quite dry by the time I was back. I did have water with me, but I was quite dry by the time I got back. And I had copious amounts of tea and that. But and I went to bed at about 3 o'clock just for a couple of hours. But I didn't wake up till 6:30. And with a bit of a headache, I nearly cancelled on you. I thought, oh no, why could I do? I might be a shorter show, but I wouldn't cancel. Not unless I'm really ill. All right, so good evening to you. Let's say hello to some of you sending in messages today. And we'll open up that phone line. We'll open it up immediately, actually. Let's open up the phone line. There you go, if you want to call in. I'll be giving you a few bits and pieces to call in about. As always, it's a two-way thing, gang. Please, if you're gonna call in, have something to call about. Pointless ringing in and saying hello and not having anything to talk about. So do have something to talk about. I've got some bits and pieces we can talk about here, which I'll come to in a moment. But meanwhile, let's read some of your messages coming in tonight. Hello to Mick Davenport, Matthew Van, evening to you, Fran Green. There's the lovely Mandy Davenport, Jerry Millen, haven't seen you for a while. Evening, Jerry. Diane Jebb, hello to you. Colin Coates, Mr. Jason Hughes, online. Who else is there? George Bond is there. Hello to Dan S. I've got shorts on at the moment, Dan. It's quite warm now, so I have my shorts on and my air conditioning. It's nice and cool in this room, dear. Cool. Just like me, Dan. Cool. Okay. Showing a bit of chest. Oh. Aha. There you go. There you go. That's where that button's come from. Look. Aha. There we are. Button missing. Ah. That's come off just as the beginning show was running then. It was right in front of me on the foot. Wonder where that's come from. It was a bit odd seeing a button. I'm sorry about that. We got a lot of, perhaps you'd like to see, there you go. Look at that. Look. Hey? That's doing something for you, isn't it, Mick? And in front of your wife as well. Don't have it, Mandy. Mandy, hit him. Hit him, darling. Hit him. Go on. Give a good, really good hitting tonight. Go on. Do it. Please, Mandy. Please video us. Please video you giving your husband pain and suffering. We would love to see that. There's nothing better than I like to see than him crying his eyes out because you give him a good pasting. I would really enjoy. I would get great pleasure out of seeing that. I really would, my love. There's our lovely Rachel. She's been busy doing TikToks again today, haven't you, Rachel? Eh? That one with your eye, where your eyeball pops out your mouth. How awful. Did I say hello to Matthew Van? He's with us tonight as well. Andy, good evening. David Fryer as well. Jerry says, you meant to stay out for an hour, Chris. Tut tut. Okay, Jerry. I want you to go on the internet now and find me the piece of government instruction that tells you you can only stay out for an hour. Would you kindly find that for us now, please, and paste it in there? And before you do that, I will accept your apology in advance for your piece of fake news. We are allowed out once a day. No one said it was for an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, half an hour, 10 minutes. Have you done any exercise today, Joe? No, you didn't, did you, my love? Just sat in there playing those computer games and eating crisps again, didn't you, my love? Never mind, dear. Go on, find out the piece of government. Look at them, aren't they sad, lonely, pathetic people, dear? They're all there now, searching away on the internet, trying to prove me wrong again. That's all people seem to do on here, trying to prove me wrong all the time. That's all they ever do. Look for something to try and get one over. It won't happen, darling. Go on, try and find it. We're waiting. We're waiting. High Grade Gaming is doing a live stream. Please, people, so watch after me, okay? High Grade Gaming is the channel there, my darlings. All right? High Grade Gaming, that's a YouTube channel from our friend, High Grade Gaming. Yeah, that's it, baby. Adam the Plumber's there. Evening, Adam. Hello to you. Where is it now? John Parrish, our caravan is about 20 years old with all the original furniture. I wasn't sure about the decking. I thought it was in keeping with the forest around us. I thought it was lovely. Let's see if it's still on here, because we showed you a picture earlier, John. Oh, it's still here. I haven't got rid of it yet. There we are. There you go. That's John's caravan, John Parrish, who's with us. I think it looks absolutely lovely, that decking. I wouldn't have plastic. Don't have plastic. Plastic is very, very noisy. It's squeaky. You walk across it or the wind blows it, it can be very, very squeaky plastic. That being said, you'd only ever had it once, you know, it lasts forever, wouldn't it? Not good for the environment. Not good, but that's a nice caravan. I think, as I say, it's a little bit older than mine, that one, I think. The green ones, I think, are older than the kind of cream-coloured ones. The white ones are the newest ones, of course. All right. Thank you, Gareth. Yes, it was the button on here. It probably is. Too many apple pies, Mr. Sprinter Van. That's exactly what it is. Hello to Sherry. A very special hi to Sherry today, watching the show as well. And there we are. Good. Excellent. So some bits and pieces. If you want to call in tonight, it'd be a pleasure to hear you on the telephones, boys and girls. Here we go. So a long journey on the bike today, as I say. Very long. About an hour there and an hour back again. Nice journey. But have you ever been for a long journey on a bike, or perhaps a walk, or a run? What's the furthest you've used to run? Did you used to run, perhaps, and you don't anymore because of some sort of perhaps medical condition? Maybe become disabled a little bit later, and you miss it. Do you miss doing certain things that you? Because I know we have quite a large amount of disabled people watching the programme. Is there something that you used to do, perhaps, that you can't do anymore and you really miss doing it? And I'm very lucky, I can do most things. Jogging, I used to do. It's about 7 or 8 years ago now. And I used to really, really enjoy running. And I would run from my house here out into the forest where I go walking every other day now. And I would be out there, and I remember the first time I ever started jogging, and I managed about 30 seconds. And I thought, well, this isn't for me. But I carried on doing it, and I did it. I looked it up on the internet, actually. I looked up, how do you do jogging? How do you do jogging? And it said to run a short distance and then take a break of about the same time and then run again and take a break. So I started doing that and I built it up, you see. So that 30 seconds became a minute. 30 seconds, and then catch your breath, do another 30 seconds. Catch your breath, like that. And then I built it up to a minute. So there'd be a minute and then 30 seconds and a minute and 30 seconds. And on until I was able to run for about an hour and a half non-stop. Never stopped. And I enjoyed doing that. Really enjoyed doing it. And I went to Australia. And the reason I started running is because I wanted to be able to run along the beach like they did on Baywatch. I was a little bit fitter then. And I could wear shorts. And you would have looked at me at that point. Not now. Then, yes. Okay. But I got to Australia, and by this time I was now able to run an hour and a half. And I was in this resort called Turtle Cove, which is in Queensland. And I managed to do my running, but not on the beach. Have you ever tried to run on the beach? Very difficult. It's probably all right if you're just having a bit of fun with friends and that. But to be able to run for like any more than, I don't know, half a minute or so, see your feet just keep sinking in the sand. What is going on under here? Your feet just sink into the sand, and it becomes completely impossible to actually run on the sand. So I gave up, and eventually I just started running around in the car park in this place, like in circles. And it was really hot, probably dangerous, I would imagine, to be doing that in that heat. And I would run for, I don't know, 45 minutes, round and round in circles every day in this place in Australia. And I'd finish, and I would go back into my room, absolutely roasting. And I put the air conditioning full on. Well, I would have left that on and literally laid down on the bed like that to cool down. I carried on running when I came back here. I ran in the capital of Australia, which is Canberra. Ran there. I ran around this lake there. And I didn't know this lake. And I crossed over this roundabout and then found this lake. Canberra is the capital city of Australia. Ran around the lake. And I thought, well, at some point there's going to be a crossing, so I'll be able to go back again. I ran round and round and round, no crossing. And I ended up being out there for about 2 hours. God, I was hot then. But it was nice. Came back here, ran through the streets of Sydney, ran through the streets of Melbourne. Came back here, carried on running. And then there was one time I was running over the forest and my knee just, the pain in the side of my knee, I can't tell you where the pain is now. It was the first time it happened. And rather foolishly, and I think other people who do sort of physical forms of exercise do this as well, rather than stop, I carried on. I tried to complete my task that I'd set myself, you know. I don't like to give up. Anyway, I went round and that was it. Then the next day I went out and very quickly into the room. It started into the run. It started again anyway, so I left it and left it a couple of days. Went out running again. Same thing happened. Went to the doctors. I said, look, I've got this pain in my knee. He said, where is it? So I pointed it. He said, do you do running? First thing he said, I said, yeah. He said, right, you have to stop now. He said, you can go walking, walk for as long as you want. No, you won't have a problem. It's the running. It's the impact on the knee, apparently. And I wasn't able to do it again. Anyway, 6 months went past where I didn't do the running. Didn't really have a problem with my knee. And I thought, oh, I'll just see if he's right or not. And I went out over the forest and within 10 minutes, I got the pain again. So I had to stop the running and I was disappointed with that. But then, you know, I was still doing the swimming and stuff like that, and I started doing a bit of walking, but I miss doing it. Did you used to do some sort of physical exercise at all? Or maybe you do it now. Where do you go running or cycling or walking or swimming? How much do you enjoy it? Is it a great loss, the fact that you can't now go to the swimming pool, I wonder? Why don't you tell me about it tonight? There's a phone number up there to call if you want to. 020 8144 3477 is my local London phone number. Don't forget, it's not a premium rate number. Local London, 020 8144 3477. If you've got Skype, you can Skype in. Remember to have me switched off when you Skype, okay? And the Skype in name is all one word, United Kingdom Talk. So once again, the phone in number up there on the screen, 020 8144 3477, or the Skype in number is United Kingdom Talk. Exercising. What do you do? What do you do and when do you do it, boys and girls? Maybe you can't do it now. I'm certainly missing my swimming, I'll tell you that now. I miss my swimming. I think this is why my breasts have started sagging here. Because the muscle has disappeared because they're not being used like that anymore. It's my legs now that are being used. Perhaps I'll have a cute bum by the end of all this with all this walking and cycling that I'm doing. Very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. 020 8144 3477 is my local London phone-in number. Right, let's have a look what you're saying. John posted decking cost £2,000. Actually, John, that's not a bad price to pay. I've heard some terrible prices that people pay for decking, John. I mean, some of the larger caravan sites, they seem to tie you up into having things only done by then rather than getting in someone from the outside. I don't know what you had to do there. It's beautiful decking. £2,000 for that, I would say that's worth the money, especially as it's wooden. I think you've done absolutely the right thing having wooden decking. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Good evening to Shania Steele. Good evening. There she is, head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight. Do you do any exercising at all, Shania? Or are you moving around most of the time anyway? Perhaps you don't need to do anything like that. Good evening to Michael Lawrence. Hello to you. There's Joey Millen there. Have you found the article yet, Joey, that you're allowed to only go out for 1 hour? Have you found that yet? Not found that yet? Or no, not at all? There was someone else said that the other day. Was it Mick Davenport? I think it was Mick who came out with it the other day. It might not have been. I don't know who it was, actually. I'll take that back. Someone else said you're only allowed out for an hour a day. And when I challenged them, I said, well, go on then, find it on the internet. Where is it? No, nothing. No government thing has said you can only go out for an hour a day. The more, the better, my dears. Good evening to Maureen, just texting in and watching us on a very expensive television. Good evening, Maureen, to you. Rachel says, when we were kids, we used to bike from Brinsley in Nottingham to Matlock Bath in Derbyshire. Is that a long way? Is that a long way, Rachel? I'm not really familiar with the area there. It looks a long way. Nottingham to Derbyshire looks a long way to me. Gosh. Oh, right, okie doke. Joey Millen is on the line. Good evening, Joey.
Good evening.
Very good evening to you, Joey. Have you found the article yet, dear?
I did, but like you said...
where is it then? Let's have a look at it. Where is it?
No, well, I've read it all. It says it's once a day you're meant to go out.
What, it is once a day, is it? Thank you. I'm so glad I accepted your apology in advance so that I don't have to do it a second time, my dear.
If you walk your dog, whatever, cycle, wherever you are, it's only once a day.
What exercising do you do, Mr. Millen?
Well, obviously with Amelia, I go around just the big parks, really.
Oh, yeah, of course you've got your girlfriend, Amelia. What you could do as exercise, you could take her out to the park, and it could be like, like the athletes do, shot putting. You could pick her up and see how far you can throw her across the field.
Thanks, Chris.
Is that like an appealing thing for you to do? Well, I'm just trying to think if you're exercising. No, and then, Amelia, obviously that wouldn't be exercise for you. What you could do then, Amelia, is when he's thrown you, you could then run back to him, and that would be your part of exercise. It's all part of the fun, my dear. Fun, fun, fun.
No,
That's your middle name on Wonderful Radio London. Ba-ba. So that's a very old pirate station advert. Hi, me pirates. Oh, pretty Polly, pretty Polly, pretty Polly. Sorry, I'm getting quite carried away. So is that appealing to you, that sort of exercise?
Did you enjoy your cycle today?
Pardon?
Did you enjoy your cycle today?
Do come towards the phone, dear. Come towards the phone.
Is that better?
Oh, yes, dear. You sounded like you were on the other side of the room, dear. Which is a good thing to be in this day and age. Social distancing. There's 2 meters in this room. I'm telling you that now. Oh, yes. Yes. Come on, what exercise have you been doing then? Have you done any at all? Or are you still on that blooming PlayStation?
Well, we haven't been for a walk today. Probably tomorrow at some point.
Tomorrow? Well, what did you do today?
Not much.
Not much.
I think that's pretty obvious to all of us listening to the show tonight, my dear. Good God, man.
My walk was going to Tesco.
Oh, for God's sake. So, listen, tell me your day today, Jerry. Okay, what time did you get up? I'm going to write this down. What time did you get up today?
Oh, no.
Come on. What time
12 o'clock.
in the afternoon did you get up today? Go on, tell us.
About 12 o'clock.
Oh, my God. 12 o'clock. See, you miss breakfast then, don't you? How can you miss breakfast?
Yeah, I miss breakfast, because I don't eat it.
Oh, you missed the best part of the day, turning on the telly and seeing the very beautiful Naga Monchetti. Yeah, on BBC Breakfast Time. Ba 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 ba. I mean, she's not as good as Frank Boff, but she does the job all right. Naga Monchetti. Very, very pretty, dear. So you missed her. You've missed her.
Yeah.
12 o'clock. It's outrageous. Okay, so 12 o'clock comes. Is this when you get out of bed, or is that when you wake up and you turn the television on that is probably propped up at the end of your bed and then sit watching that for another 3 hours?
Pretty much.
Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? I knew you were those sort of people. I really did know you were those sort of people. Dreadful, dear. So you get out of bed at what time?
Pardon?
You get out of bed at what time?
12, half 12, quarter to 1.
So 12:30. So you lay there for 45 minutes, and then what? Tell me how the start of your day goes.
Well, after getting up at midday, we get up and then have food and enjoy being out in the sun.
Do you have breakfast at that time? What do you have?
Well, we depend on what we have in the fridge, really. We either have like soup or
soup.
What else do we have? Either soup or chips and beans and something else, and anything really that we fancy eating.
You wake up and you have soup. What soup do you have? Is there like perhaps I'm completely unaware, dear. Is there some sort of breakfast soup that is produced that I'm completely unaware of, dear? I don't know. You know, like English breakfast soup that would taste like dead animals, otherwise known as sausages and bacon. You can tell I'm a vegetarian, can't you? Some sort of flavour, perhaps baked bean flavoured soup with toast or something like that. You know, cornflakes. Is there a cornflake soup? I mean, perhaps it's something I'm completely unaware of. You tell me, dear. Soup for breakfast? Mind you, you have missed breakfast, I suppose, so you go straight to lunch. So you had that. So you've had your meal now. So what time is it now? What time? It's about 2 o'clock now, is it? 2 o'clock, and you're just about managing to get your day going, are you, at 2 o'clock?
Yeah.
Right. So 2 o'clock comes. Now what? So you've had your breakfast. What now?
I don't know. Today we've just been sitting outside, really, enjoying the sunshine, really. Both of us got burnt in the sunshine yesterday.
Have you got a little garden, Amelia?
It's not. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's a garden much because it's our back. I don't know what you call it, really.
It's a communal garden. Basically, it's for everyone.
Okay, so you share a garden. I hope you're not being close to anyone, dear.
No,
we're not.
Oh no! I kept away from people even before the virus was going on. I think they're disgusting. Most people. I'm sorry, I do. I don't like the smell of people.
No, true.
No,
people don't have a shower or bath, whatever.
I'd much rather have a cat on my lap, to be honest, than have to sit to some old codger sitting in a room on his own, droning on and on, dear. Oh no, I'd rather have a little cat asleep, purring away on my lap. Yeah. So you've been out in the garden. Now you've come back inside. I want to know your whole day. So what happens when you come back inside? And presumably it's dinner time then, is it?
Yeah, we have food in the evenings and watch telly or watch a film and
right,
all that kind of things, really.
And then wait for your lovely show.
And then you wait for my show. Oh.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask, were you doing all this before the corona lockdown thing? Is this is a normal, so nothing's really changed for you, is it really?
Well, before all this lockdown, we did do much. We did go out into town and we met up with Joey's nan and went to her house and what else? I think at some point before this whole lockdown, I think my parents came down to Ireland to see us, which was nice. So we did get out quite a lot, I think, before this whole lockdown. But
right, who does the driving?
Because there's lockdown, we can't do anything now, really.
Who does the driving, Amelia?
Both of us don't drive.
Oh, you don't drive?
No.
I thought you said you go out in the car.
No, we don't drive. No.
What did you say then? I thought or maybe you just said you go out. Did you not say you go out in a car?
No, not in the car, no.
I beg your pardon.
I meant on a bus.
Oh, okay, so you go out on the bus to various different places and that. You must miss doing that then, do you?
A bit, yeah. Probably miss going into town and seeing all the people around town and stuff, yeah.
Right. You actually sound quite posh, Amelia.
Oh no.
You do sound posh,
Put it this
and
way,
I'm kind of
from
wondering.
London.
I'm kind of wondering, Amelia, as you sound quite posh, right? What are you doing with him?
What do you do with me?
I mean, it would be like Gemma Collins going out with Prince William, to be honest. Or so, you know, but obviously you're not Gemma Collins. You're sorry, you would be Prince William. Let me think of another example. It would be like Victoria Beckham going out with some. Do you know Alf Garnett?
Vaguely.
It would be like Victoria Beckham going out with Alf Garnett. You know, some really common bloke. I don't understand what's going on with that relationship.
Yeah, she's from London, Chris.
I was born in London.
Oh, whereabouts?
Oh no, now you've got me. I was near. It's near it's a hospital in London. Well, I was born in the London Hospital, which is St Thomas's.
Oh, okay. So the same one as old Boris was in a little while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. But you didn't live in London, no? You were just born there?
Well, we did live in London. Me and my parents did live in London for a bit after I was born, but then after London, we kind of moved a bit around places.
Okay.
Not in London, but out of London. So.
And
Yeah.
where, do you remember where you lived in London or not?
Oh gosh.
Was it
I
near the
can't
hospital?
remember. It was such a time ago, so I can't actually remember vaguely where in London.
Okay. But and then you moved to Ireland, did you?
Well, I'm from London. We were in a place called Norfolk,
Oh, yes, yeah.
and then from Norfolk to Bristol, then from Bristol to Ireland.
Oh, you've been all over the place, like a gypsy. You could have had a caravan as well, dear. We like caravans. Have you ever been on a caravan holiday?
I haven't, no, but my dad's got a motorhome, so we used to use that. I think my dad has still got it, but he can't use it at the moment because of this whole lockdown.
Of course, yeah. I think those motorhomes are beautiful. I'd much rather have I mean, I like my static caravan, as you know, at Chapel Hill here in Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
But if I had a mobile one, I don't think I'd want a pull around caravan, but I would love a very large motorhome. You've seen those ones in America? Oh, they're fantastic.
I think so, yeah.
Now, what are they called? Winnebago. Winnie Bagos, something like that they're called. These things are like houses on wheels. Wonderful things, dear. But the only thing is with one of those, Amelia, I'd have a problem sorting out the toilet. You know, because it has to be, can we just say emptied? Oh, no, dear. I mean, I don't know how that happens. Is there a large bucket underneath somewhere that you have to pick up and tip away somewhere? Oh, my God, I feel ill. Blech, 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 blech. I don't think I could deal with the toilet in a caravan, my dear. Oh, no. No, my static caravan, thank you very much, where I am, it's lovely. It's all plumbed in and nice, dear. I just push a button or pull the lever down and the waste is just sucked through a little pipe out somewhere that we never see it again, dear. Nothing to deal with.
Yeah, I know. I feel sorry for my dad when he has to deal with the loo in the motorhome that he's got. I feel sorry for him. He had to deal with it sometimes.
And what does he have to do that? I always assumed there were just, you'd be going along around the motorway, right? And then you'd look in your mirror, see that there was no one coming behind, and perhaps just to push a button, and it would just empty out onto the motorway. Doesn't it not work like that, no?
I don't think so. I think you just, whenever we go to a caravan or a motorhome site, I think he has to deal with it then.
Oh.
You can't really deal with it when we're going along, really, because you have to concentrate on the road.
Is it like a pipe? Maybe the poo man. There might be a poo man somewhere who comes along with a pipe, attaches it to your vehicle, and the contents of the tank is just sucked out and put somewhere else. Is it like the poo man?
I don't know.
Is that what he's called? How ghastly. Well, it's a pleasure to talk to you both. I think it's the first time I've spoken to you properly, Amelia. You're a lovely person, darling. And
Thank you, Chris.
you two have a good night, all right, darlings? Bye-bye, my loves.
Chris.
There we are.
Hi,
Joey and Amelia calling there. What a totally pleasant phone call, don't you think? What a lovely phone call. 0208 144 3477. John Parrish, you've sent me a message there. Check your spelling, mate. I know it's a mistake, so no problem at all. You've put something else instead of walk. John Parrish says, I can't. It says, well, it should say walk. I can't walk as long as I used to due to having both knees replaced, not to mention being old. Look what you've written there, John. Look back at your message. It's all right. We don't worry about people. If people make a mistake now and again, with the spelling or anything, it's when people are abusive. We don't like people being abusive. Good evening to Gavin Bass calling in. Good evening, Gavin.
Good evening.
Hello to you, sir. And before you go into your conversation, I saw a post from you. I think it was either last night or the night before. My God, how much weight have you lost?
Quite a bit. I'm down to 19 stone 11.
And what were you before that, Gavin?
I was 24.
24 to 19. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Have you been heavier than that in the past?
Yeah.
What was your heaviest?
My heaviest was whatever age I was that weight.
So, well, what are you now? You about 30?
38.
Oh, you're 38, are you? Okay, so you're older than I thought you were. Well, I think that's absolutely brilliant. 6 stone. And this was for... Was there a reason you lost all the weight, or you just fancied losing the weight, or what?
Oh, no, I just thought one day that I'd just lose the weight and just carried on doing it, because obviously I've got the diabetes and that, and I thought I'd try to lose a little bit and cut all down the fizzy sort of drinks, and I don't have any of them anymore.
You drink a lot of those, did you, in the past?
Yeah.
Yes, one of my friends, I won't tell you who it was, one of my friends was addicted to Coca-Cola. Literally addicted to it. He'd be having several bottles a day, the great big litre bottles. I'm lucky, really. I never really got addicted to anything like that. Those sugary drinks are supposed to be one of the worst things. My problem is crisps and biscuits, really, and chocolate. At the moment, I seem to be doing the biscuits and apple pie. I've got a nice piece of apple pie for later. But it'd be the second piece I've had today. Do you know what I mean, Gavin?
Yeah, I like apple pies.
Oh,
the ones from McDonald's.
McDonald's apple pies are delicious. Absolutely delicious. My favourite ones, though, come from the Co-op just down the road. For £1.20, they do like a family apple pie. And I'll get about three cuts out of that. I'll have 3 pieces. It's not massive. It's not as big as a dinner plate. It's about, I would say, a little bit bigger than a side plate. Perhaps that sort of size.
Yeah.
And sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's sort of like that sort of size.
Yes, and I'll get 3. I'll get 3 pieces out of that. Comes in a box.
Yeah. Sometimes we have those, and we have like ice cream with it or something, or the Tip Top cream.
Tip Top. Oh, Tip Top. I haven't had that for years. Tip Top cream. I've completely forgotten all about that, Gavin. Oh dear. Anyway, what are you calling in for? What you got for us?
Well, I used to go out walking. I do some sort of like walking, but I've got really bad knees, and they dislocate, sort of like they come out of joint.
Okay, yeah.
So if I walk too much, or like sometimes if I bend down, if I bend wrong and twist my foot, sometimes it'll pop out of joint, and then sort of like a couple of days after rest, and then it sort of like it all swells up, and but it's getting there. I'm walking a bit more, and sort of like it's not as bad.
Is this something you've always had?
Yeah.
From when you was a little person, was it?
Yeah. I've always had it. It's always sort of like it's always come out like out of joint, and I know it's not a very nice thing to talk about, but it's sort of like it hurts, and when it
Yeah, I
comes,
should think it does. My
yeah,
great niece Emily, she has a. You have to be very careful pulling her by our arm. You know, like kids, like I hate that word, kids. You know, like children like to be pulled around a little bit, don't they? Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
When you're smashing them in the face when they've been naughty, you hold the arm so that they can't get away, and you smash them in the
yeah,
face to teach them a lesson. No, but if you pull her arm too hard, it literally comes out of its socket and she's in great
yeah,
pain. She's had to go to the hospital 2 or 3 times with that. Not when I've been around, but she's just been simply playing with someone or other, and they've yanked the arm, and it's literally come out of its socket, and then they have to go back down to the hospital. And there's actually a video somewhere, which is a few years old now, because you go to the hospital. If they can't see you straight away, they give you some sort of pain relief. And there's one where she just looks completely high, where she's smiling. She hasn't had the arm done yet, but they give her the drugs so she can't feel the pain anymore. It is quite an amusing advert for not taking
yeah.
drugs, I must admit. When's the last time it happened to you then?
A couple of years ago, about
Right.
3-4 years ago.
So the exercise you do now is what? You do go walking, but you're careful.
Yeah. I go walking, but I'm careful of how sort of like I move and that,
Right.
because sometimes it hurts. I can feel that it hurts,
Yes.
and then other days it's fine. But if I just take it gently, I'll be all right.
Do you go on a bicycle? Can you go on a bike or not?
No, I did have a bike, but I ended up going over the front of the handlebars.
Why did you
So
not?
I didn't have I think it was either a front brake or a back one,
Right.
and I was going too fast, and I pulled the handbrake and I went straight over the top of it.
Yeah, you must be careful on there. That's the whole idea of having 4 brakes so you don't have to slam on the front ones too hard. I did see some years ago now. No one helped him. I was a little boy, and I was going to the shops here, and it was a little bit wet on the ground. And I think when you get older, you are aware of the dangers that there are. And this little boy was about 10 years old, I think. He came round this corner, and he just went over. He slid. The bike slid on the wet leaves on the ground, and he slid over. And honestly, all these people walked past, men, women, old, young. No one went down to help him. And I thought, how awful. Anyway, I went over to him and said, "You all right, mate?" And he was all a bit cut and bruised, on his knees and all that. He said, yeah, and bless him, he was getting up. And I picked up his bike. So I said, now let's see what you've done here. And I looked back to where he'd travelled, and there indeed was a load of wet leaves on there. I said, what's happened there? You've got, because they wouldn't understand that you have to go slow. You've got to slow down.
Yeah.
The little boys like that, as indeed I was, you just want to go far. In fact, it carries on throughout your 20s, to be honest. Once you get a car or a motorbike or something like that, as my older nephew will tell, I don't dare tell you how fast he went once on his bike. But this little boy, he would have come round that corner, and it was a right angle under underpass, and then turn right, and he would have just lost control. It would have just slid under. And he said, I said, where do you live? Where's your mum? And he said, I'm only over there. I said, okay. He said, will you be all right going back on your own, or do you want me to come with you? And he said, well, I'm only over there. I said, well, okay, off you go then. And just watch out for the wet leaves. And off he went. I kept an eye on him, and he went up the hill, and he seemed to be okay, to be honest. But no one helped him. No one. Isn't that horrible?
No, yeah. Someone should have stopped and helped him.
Horrible. Believe me, I still come off my bike now. It's happened occasionally. Why is it always funny when an older person falls off a bike, and really sad when a young... You wouldn't laugh at a little girl or boy of, I don't know, 5, 6, 10, 12 years old coming off a bike. You just wouldn't find that funny. But when it's some old guy, you laugh your head off, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like my favourite advert on the telly. I think they finished showing it now. It was a Claims Direct advert. And it was this woman, she went into the office with the shiny tiles on the floor, and her heel went from under her, and she went arse over tit. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I have seen that one.
You know the one I mean, don't you, Gavin?
Yeah.
Well, nice to talk. Go on, Gav.
In my younger days, I was a boy racer as well. It's the same as maybe Gary was.
Did you have a motorbike?
No. I had a car.
Right.
I had a Corsa.
Oh yes, that was a laddie car. That was a lad car. Yeah. My younger nephew had that. Yeah.
I had neon lights as washer jets in the front.
Yeah.
Lights underneath it. I had Corsa written in the parcel shelf, and I had 2 6x9s and a 12-inch sub.
Was it loud?
Yeah, and neon lights underneath the inside the car as well.
How wonderful that is! Yeah, my older nephew, he had I can't remember what car, but he spent ages on it. But it was polished, it was shiny like anything. He actually took out the back seats and replaced them with very large speakers. I mean, you could hear him coming half a mile away. It was as loud as that.
Yeah.
Well, Gavin, a pleasure to talk to you, as it always is, my friend, all right?
And I shall talk to you again sometime.
You have a lovely evening. Cheerio, Gavin.
And you, bye-bye.
Bye now, Gavin. Bye, Gavin.
Bye.
Thank you. Isn't it fascinating to be able to talk to you like this on the phone? Boys and girls, it's just coming up to 8 o'clock on this Thursday evening. And every Thursday, the entire country gets together and goes outside. And perhaps you can't go outside. If you can't do that, it's certainly warm enough tonight for you to perhaps open a door or 2 doors or all your windows and clap and scream and shout at the top of your voices to show your appreciation for those people that are working tirelessly to save people's lives in hospitals, in doctor surgeries, in care homes, all over. Boys and girls, for 1 minute now, please put your hands together for our wonderful NHS. It's 8 o'clock. Round of applause for our wonderful NHS. Let's be honest, gang, even coronavirus aside, that's why a lot of us are still sitting here, including me. All right, 0208 144 3477 is our local London number if you want to call in today. Let's just have a look at some of your messages there. I think I saw a little, what's his name? There's Fran Green. Hello, Fran. There's Gary. Good evening, Gary. Gary Butler is in the house. Trevor remembers years ago when I had a bike, I pulled a wheelie and the front wheel came off and landed up in a bush. Oh, God. I see young people doing wheelies, Trevor. Usually young boys, and they're in the middle of a road. I've seen this in London so many times. I mean, I've got to give it to them. The control you must have to be able to actually do that and pull that front wheel up and go along in the middle of... We're talking about Euston Road here, packed with traffic, and they go along and they're literally in between the cars doing wheelies. Madness. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have had that up there. Let's take a call. Finishing 3-4. Who's on the line, please?
Evening, Chris. It's Terry.
Oh, it's Terry. Good evening, Terry. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Are you doing any exercising at all today, darling? What are you doing?
Anything
Are you sort
exciting?
on one of those trampolines or something? Have you ever been on a trampoline? They're hard work, aren't
I
they?
have. I have while I was at school.
Oh dear, they are hard work, trampolines, dear. Last time I was on a trampoline, it's in Cyprus. My niece has got a trampoline over there, like a little one in the garden. And it's funny. I'm so horrible, I am. The 3 children were on this trampoline, and I kept doing a zip up on the trampoline so that they couldn't get out. And eventually I went in there, and of course there were the 2 older ones. There was George, he's 7. Emily, she's 6, but the little one wanted to come in as well, so he come in as well, and the other 2 just kept pushing him over. But it don't bother him; he just keeps getting up again. Whereas it would take me half an hour to get up again, dear.
They are tremendous, but I was very nervous about getting on a trampoline at first. But my PE teacher at the time said, "Go on, there's nothing to be frightened of." He said, "You've got 4 spotters, 1 each side, and they'll catch you." And I thought, well, come on, look at the size of me. You think they're going to catch me?
Where was this? At school?
But no, it was perfectly fine. In fact, there was a very serious accident actually at school during trampolining. One of the lads had dropped something under the trampoline at the time, didn't see there was another lad getting on.
Right.
And, well, put it this way, the next day he was in a wheelchair with a very badly broken neck.
Ooh.
Not pleasant.
That's something you wouldn't think. Do you know, it's something I'd never ever thought about. Checking whether there's something under a trampoline before you go on it. Because presumably it's just as dangerous as the person jumping up and down on top of you.
Yeah.
When you think about it, was he all right? Or she,
well,
whatever?
As far as I'm aware, he is still in a wheelchair. But his neck has got a lot better over the years with sort of physio and stuff.
Gosh.
So,
It really is. It's something I'd never thought about. Checking there was someone underneath a trampoline before you get on it. I would never have thought about that.
Well, you wouldn't really, would you?
No. Do you do much exercise now? What do you walk or what?
I do enjoy a good long walk. When I had a guide dog for a period of time, I used to go out for a walk twice a day, usually for about an hour and a half, something like that. And I've tried to keep that up as much as possible, but more so now, because sort of November time, the end of October time, I was diagnosed with diabetes 2 and extremely high blood pressure. Now, I don't know whether you know what the normal sort of blood pressure reading should be.
No idea. No idea. No.
Well, this might sound quite high then. Mine was 200 over 122.
Okay. What should it be?
Half and a little bit less.
Oh, wow. And what was this caused by? Your excessive weight, they say, is it?
Well, to be honest, they don't really know, because I've had it for so long. I've always had high blood pressure as far as I can remember. So they've now put me on loads and loads of pills, and that is bringing the blood pressure down. But I'm certainly finding that I'm a lot colder. Even on nice days like we've had the last few days, I'm sat here stone cold.
Oh. Are you trying to, apart from the various pills and that you have to take, are you yourself trying to do anything about it,
Well, yes. I mean, my kind of, like Joey, I used to be a very lazy boy, and I would happily sleep until 10, 11, 12 some days and not worry about it.
Right.
But with the tablets in particular, I now have to take 3. I think Gav takes 4 of the same tablet, metformin, for the diabetes.
Yes.
And they say always take it with food. So that means you've got to have a bloody meal at breakfast, one at lunch, and then one sort of evening meal. So my whole daily routine is all based around the tablet. So I have to get up at sort of, well, I don't have to, but I find getting up at sort of 6:30, 7 o'clock, having breakfast at 7, and then sort of lunch about 12:30, 1 o'clock, and an evening meal before 6. And then I try not to eat anything after 6, or if I do, only, say, 3 biscuits. But as we all know, it's difficult having only 3 biscuits, not an entire pack.
Well, it is. Down the Co-op last night, I thought, do you know what? I haven't had a packet of chocolate biscuits for ages, and I bought a packet last night. There's about 4 left. No, I didn't have them all in one go, but I got back. I mean, as soon as I got back, I washed the packet of chocolate biscuits and I took 4 out. Then I had another 3 before before bed. And then this afternoon, I thought, well, I'll have a couple before I go out on my bike. Then I came back, and while the dinner was going, I'd have another couple. And there's about 4 of them left in the packet now. It's
but
one of,
at least you're doing the exercise by cycling.
yeah, but that doesn't exercise. If you're eating too much, the exercise doesn't really help. I mean, it's always important to exercise. I think if you're massive, even if you're massively overweight, but you're doing lots of exercise, that's better than being massively overweight and not doing anything. I'm a great believer in keeping moving all the time, even if it's just walking. I mean, I go out. I tell you, when I go out for a walk, hour and a quarter, hour and a half, I come back here. And then I go and have my sleep in the afternoon. When I get up, my feet really ache, the soles of my feet. But I've got a feeling it's because I'm doing it in trainers, you know, and you're supposed to, if you're going on a long walk, you're supposed to have sort of decent shoes, aren't you?
Would you like a nice foot massage?
A little foot massage. I've never had one of those, dear. Is this a new service that you're providing?
Well, I'm always happy to try anything once.
Perhaps I could offer foot massages actually for just a £25 super chat. Anybody wants one?
But none of this toe sucking business though. I mean, what's all that about?
Oh, now which was the royal who does that? Was that one of the royals did that, didn't they?
I don't know really.
Who's the one who got divorced? What's her name? She wasn't very popular. Ginger hair.
Fergie.
What's her name?
Fergie?
Fergie, that's it. Wasn't there something going on between Fergie and Andrew that involved toe sucking?
I don't know. Really?
I mean, you wouldn't want to looking at the tape of my nails with the viruses growing underneath them. I'll tell you that now. You wouldn't want to suck my toes. That's not the sort of thing that I'd be interested in, to be honest. Toe sucking. No.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Look, the thing I wanted your opinion on, and
yes.
I don't particularly want to talk too much radio because I know it's sort of day in, day out for you, but I'm looking at buying some sung jingles, and I wondered, from your opinion, whether they're still, what's the word?
Relevant?
A good branding tool.
Relevant.
Are they still a useful thing for people to? Do people still remember your brand because of something that is sung?
I remember a lot of sung jingles from stations: BBC Radio London, BBC Radio Manchester, Pennine Radio, Capital Radio. I could sing you hours and hours of jingles. So yes, I think they're very memorable. I think sweepers, I've just explained to people, sweepers are like talking. So it would go something like, you're listening to 210 FM. That's a sweeper, isn't it? You know, with just a bit of sound effects or something like that. A sung jingle is, da-da-da, the place to be with Tony Blackburn. Da-da-da-da, 206 Radio London. They are so memorable. Terry, go for the sung jingles. Spend the money, dear. You can't take it with you. And judging from what you've just been telling me...
And I must admit, it's a very reputable company. They've been around a few years now.
Is it Pam's?
And the price is reasonable.
Is it Pam's?
No, it's not. It's a UK-based company.
Alpha Sound?
No, they've been gone years.
Oh, have they? Oh.
Yes, they've been gone years. Although Steve England, he's still producing stuff, but with a different company.
Oh, right. Blimey, he's been going years, he has, hasn't he?
He has.
I think I had a conversation
the company
with him
in
once.
question is Ignite.
Oh, right, okay.
I think they did stuff like Gadio. They do a lot of KISS stations, and a lot of these community stations, because the price of the packages now is so affordable.
Oh, is that right? Why is that? How come the price has gone down on those things? I'm just wondering if... I'll tell you what, I've got one... I'll see if I can dig out one of my old CMP jingles while you're there. Because I thought those were excellent, those. We were... I was on a radio station. Terry, were you on there or not?
Yes, many years ago. That's where we first met.
Yes, we were on a radio station called CMP Radio. This is going back... 12 years.
Oh, no, more than that. Probably more like 17, 18.
Was it really? It was the first. I mean, there's thousands and thousands now. It was, if I'm right in thinking, the very first internet radio station. It was the very first one, other than stuff on Live 365, which was just another thing altogether. And we were on it. Now, I found one here. But the jingles from the station were absolutely fantastic. So let's see if this is one here. I hope this is one here. Yeah.
More variety, more of the time.
Chris Reardon.
I'm happy.
Oh, we used to love those little jingles, didn't we?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And do you remember when we did a thing from? Let's see, what's this one here? That's an email address there. I'm not quite sure what's what here, to be honest. Now, what station was I on? Another one, and I had someone. Oh, I've got Freedom Radio.
Oh, I know the one you're thinking of. Offshore Music Radio.
Is it Offshore? Let's see if I've got that. Oh, I have. There's Offshore. Oh, Liberty Radio. Liberty Radio. Liberty Radio. That was a good one as well. I was on. They had sung jingles as well.
With the best music from the 70s, 80s and 90s. This is Liberty Radio on 963 and 972 AM with Chris Reardon. Chris Reardon.
All over London, Liberty.
Now, you tell me that they are not memorable jingles.
They are, aren't they?
Get sung jingles and get them done like that. Get them done like that, and they'll always be. If you're only on the air for 2 days, they will always be remembered.
I think that's very good advice, and I thank you for that. I shall go for it then.
All right, Terry. Lovely to talk to you, sir.
Yes, and to you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Terry. Good luck to you. Bye-bye now.
See you later.
There we are. Terry Turner, internet radio star for many, many years there, boys and girls. 0208 144 3477. I saw a couple of people trying to call in then. Just to let you know, if there's someone on the phone, I can't take another call. There's no switchboard or anything here like that. So it's just like one at a time like that. Thank you, Mick said it was Sarah Ferguson. Andy Fergie. There was something to do with toe sucking going on there, wasn't it? Hello to MP Dodsworth, who says, I'm on everlasting pills. Well, how long do you want to last for? Let's see if you last longer than this phone call. Matt Joplin, calling in from Croydon. Good evening, Matt. Pardon? Oh, so...
Hold on a minute.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you having another conversation with someone else while I'm talking to you, dear?
Are we on there?
Good God, what's going on with that dreadful phone of yours?
I don't know, because I was watching you, but I think I don't know what's going on.
Oh, that's working now. Yeah, we can hear
Hang
you
on a
now.
minute.
If you're watching me and on the phone at the same time, I'm afraid the video show takes about 20 seconds to get to you. So you have to turn that off while you're chatting to me on the phone. Good evening,
I'm so
Matt.
bored, Reardon, that I thought I'd call you up, you know.
What do you mean?
I don't like... I think your shirt's a little bit revealing, isn't it, tonight?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. One of my buttons has come off. And I didn't notice it. I was literally saying here doing my opening piece, which usually only lasts for about 2 minutes.
It was
before
certainly an opening piece, darling, I tell you.
I've just dropped my button now. Here is my button here. My button's come off the shirt. And I looked down at my things to talk about, which is just, a little bit. That's my things to talk about today, which is like that there. And... there was this button there.
It was all revealed. I mean, listen, I thought you was in the sauna for a minute doing a live broadcast from Chariot.
I wouldn't go to such dreadful places, I'll have you know. Thank you very much. You may go to such disgusting places, probably. Anyone who goes there is immune from the coronavirus. I'm telling you that now, my love. Dreadful place there.
They just catch everything else, not coronavirus.
Yes, I'm sure you've caught all sorts of things there now. I bet they know you by first name at the clinic, don't they? Dreadful. Anyway, what are we talking about? Are you talking about exercising?
No, I was just going to phone you up and say hello just to pee you off, because I know you say don't phone up with anything, nothing to talk about. But I was listening to your other caller just now about all radio stuff. I did a bit of radio, didn't I?
Did you? What station were you on?
It was called Youth FM, and you had to be under 21 to
Youth
do it.
FM? You're a bit old to be on there, aren't you?
Well, obviously now, yeah, of course. But
Well, hang
back
on a
in
minute.
the
How
day,
old
I
are you
wasn't.
now?
So I did from. I'll tell you the story, Chris. I went out and bought a new hi-fi system from Argos or something like that, and I was just tuning away on the system, and I came across this radio station that was broadcasting literally just up the road from me, and I thought, bloody hell, because I've always been into radio, haven't I? And they said, yeah, it's broadcasting from Wallington. So I just took myself up there one day and spoke to the guys and who run it. It was a youth project, but it was, of course, it was totally voluntary. And I ended up landing the breakfast show, dear. You know what I mean?
How long did you do that for?
Did it for 3 years. I was 19 when I took myself up there, and I did 19, 20 years, so 3 years.
So is that what time did you have to get? You must have had to get up early to do that, did you?
I tell you what, it was the only time in my life that I actually loved getting up at 5:30 in the morning. Yeah.
Ooh, 5:30.
I thought to myself, I thought I'm gonna. You kind of think to yourself, oh yeah, I'm the big breakfast show host in Croydon, do you know what I mean? But
yeah, but the reality is not quite the same as what people think it is.
No,
having to get up at 5:30 in the morning.
I think my pride. I had about 2 listeners every morning.
Yeah, well, you see, the thing is, with a breakfast show, I feel that radio stations do consider that the most important show of the day.
Yeah.
But I'm of the opinion that at that time of the morning, you're basically on in the background. Nobody's really listening to what's going on. Whereas a nighttime show, someone who's perhaps on the radio at night, someone will have chosen to listen to that show and will listen to it, if you see what I mean. You know, rather than being on in the background while people are getting breakfast and running around trying to get ready for work and school and what have you, you're kind of there just blasting away, perhaps in the corner somewhere. Whereas at night time, someone would choose to listen. You may not.
But again,
oh, that phone is dreadful, dear. Your phone is dreadful. It just cuts out all the time. Nope, going to have to leave you. Have to leave you, Matt. Can't hear you at all now. You've gone. All right, cheerio now. Thanks for calling, Matt. 0208 144 3477. Yeah, that's the thing with the breakfast show. You do tend to be on in the background. That being said, their listeners are according to like the listening figures, are much higher in the morning. But I don't think people are paying attention. A little bit like the people that watch this show. No one's paying any attention, are they? 0208 144 3477. Let's have a look. Hello to LaBelle joining us this evening. Good evening, you delightful creature. LaBelle is in the house tonight. Oh, there we go. Shouldn't have that on there when that's happening. Good evening to Adam the plumber. Evening, Adam.
Good evening, Chris. How are you?
Hello. Are you coming back from work?
I just got stuck on the M20 and we all got out our cars and clapped.
Oh, did the cars all stop?
Well, no, there was a crash ahead and they shut the motorway for about 15, 20 minutes, so we're all sat there. So a few people wound the windows down and started clapping at 8 o'clock, which I thought was rather nice.
Have you noticed the roads are busier?
Yes, this one thing I was going to say. I've noticed the roads are busier and certain parts of London are busier.
Right, I thought that as well.
For example, if I went to Peckham the other day,
where'd you go?
Just explain for anybody who doesn't know, I am a plumber and drainage engineer for Network Rail. I work for the railways and go around fixing things.
Did you say you went to Peckham?
Peckham, yes. Yeah.
Oh, how awful, dear. You were lucky to get out there alive, dear. That's worse than Croydon, that is. Jeez.
I know. Well, I did have security guards with me, but there we go. I noticed that in Peckham Rye Lane, it just looked like business as normal, apart from the shop, the chain shops, as it were, being shut, but a lot of the hair product shops that supply maybe the African community
Right.
with their dreadlocks and their extensions and what have you. Some of them were open. The foreign food shops that do the specialist foods, they were all open, and there was no social distancing at all. I was quite shocked by it, really.
Foolish people. Very,
Yeah,
very,
very
foolish
foolish.
people. They
I
just
mean,
don't appear to value their own lives.
I know,
very foolish
it's
people.
crazy. I mean, we work on the railway, and when we're out on the railway, we have to wear our masks and our gloves and what
Yes.
have you, and we're getting very short supply of those at the moment. We're sort of having to basically use an antibacterial spray to clean them, because with a mask you can sort of spray it and reuse it as long as you use an antibacterial spray on it.
Right.
So that's what we're having to do.
But it's not a bacteria; it's a virus.
No, but it cleans the mask, so you can reuse it.
Well, it must be
That's what we've been-
antiviral then as well.
Yeah.
I have seen some of these reusable masks. Someone is sending me one actually. It's like got 3M on the front, and I shall read the instructions implicitly, and then maybe once I've got that, I might be able to go to the shop a bit. I'll decide whether I need to sort of go to a shop or whatever. But,
there is a lot of things on these masks. I mean, I was talking to our health and safety representative the other day about
not
masks
health and
and what have you.
safety.
Health and safety, yes, and they've done a lot of. But I'm gonna put a disclaimer here. I'm only saying what I've heard. This is not to be taken as the truth.
Yes.
I will say that as
Is
a
this
disclaimer.
fake news?
So, no, I'm hoping it's not fake news.
Is it fake
Now,
news?
The thing is, the masks are there to stop you coughing out the virus.
Yes, we see
or
all that
getting
on the news.
or-
Yeah.
Or getting it in your face. So they're saying that you can use something to protect your face, whether it be a snood or like a balaclava, and you pull the back bit down over your head. As long as your nose and your mouth and your eyes are covered.
I've always thought, actually, obviously, they do say that a lot of these masks won't stop you getting it, but I personally feel any sort of barrier between your mouth and nose and the outside world must be better than nothing at all.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, because you see, if it was an airborne a virus, then surely we would be in permanent lockdown. We wouldn't be able to go near each other.
Yeah, well, that's,
the 2 meter rule is to stop you from sneezing or coughing.
Near
somebody else's mouth. So obviously, if you're wearing, say, a balaclava and you pull the back bit down and it's just covering your nose and your mouth, then it is a barrier. That's the way it's been explained to us. So I've now obviously got my United Kingdom talk one, and I've been taking pictures of me wearing it with my other mask underneath it.
Yeah, Mick, who bought one, it arrived today, 11 days after I posted it first class. 11 days. Can you believe that?
Mine came in 2 days.
It's a lot, isn't it? Yours came in 2 days. Mick's took 11 days to come. Shocking, isn't it?
I think it just depends on the postman. I mean, the one thing I will say with me working out on the railways is I feel a lot safer, because literally there is nobody on the stations apart from the staff. I stood at Victoria Station the other day, and most people will know Victoria Station.
Yes.
There was 11 members of staff and 2 passengers, and you could hear birdsong.
Did they have masks on?
No, a lot of them don't, because it's just a question of getting it. The other thing I'm struggling with is trying to eat out when I'm at work, which has obviously mucked up my my diet, and I've put on about a stone, because obviously a lot of petrol garages and what have you are only doing sandwiches and what have you.
Yes.
So
well, you can still get
what
those
I've done
in
now,
the petrol garages, can you?
Sorry?
You can still get those in the garages, can you? The sandwiches and all that?
Yeah, you can still get sandwiches in the garage, but that's it. That's all. Some garages will sell you coffee, some won't. It depends on the garage. For example, there are 2 garages on the M25 called Clackett Lane Services.
Right.
The one on the clockwise one will sell you coffee and sandwiches. The one on the anti-clockwise one won't sell you anything. It'll only sell you like chocolate and cold drinks.
What's the Cobham one like? The Cobham service station?
I haven't been up there for a while.
No,
I haven't been up to the Cobham one for a while because I don't normally go that way.
That's just massive. That place.
Oh,
and I remember when it wasn't there. You know, it was just beautiful countryside and hills and there was a couple of trees on the top of this hill. I always remember going past that. And then I think for a long period of time, I never used that part of the road. And then I came down it one day and suddenly there was this enormous service station there with various roads going into it. It's so big, that one, isn't it? Cobham one. That's
it. So what I've done now is I've actually got an inverter in my van. I've got a 1200 watt inverter in my van. So I've just looking out now for a 600 watt microwave, which I'm going to put in the microwave in the back of the van.
Oh, look on a caravan site.
Yep, caravan site.
Look on caravan sites. Also, I don't know, do you have a low wattage kettle as well?
That I'm not too fussed about for teas and coffee.
Okay.
I can survive with that. It's more eating the food
that
I'm used to from a Slimming World diet that I can cook at home and then just heat it up. Because that's another problem, just finding somewhere to heat it up. Because a lot of the stations won't let you in their kitchens because they're worried about cross-contamination and what have you.
So what's it got to be, 600 watts, did you say?
About 600 watts, yeah.
Well, Daewoo do one. You can get it in Robert Dyer's, $54.99.
That's right. Oh, right, okay. I might nip down there and get one of those and then I'll...
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't say the wattage on that then. There's one in Curry's for 45 quid. Let me see if I can find the wattage for you. Yeah, you shouldn't have any problem getting one of those. 700, can you go 700 watts or is that too much?
Say again, sorry?
Is 700 watts too much?
I've got a 1200 watt inverter and I only use it to charge batteries, so I could get away with that, yeah.
Yeah, 12 well, it'll feed that, won't it? 700 watts, 1200. Yeah, you could get a 7. Yeah, sure. There's one in Curry's, £45. I would check that out first with an electrician because I'm not so sure how that would work because you're drawing a lot of current. You don't want to flatten your battery.
No, I'd have the engine running when I use it.
But it's still...
we have them in our
You're still dragging out a lot of amps at the time, aren't you? That's a problem.
That's it, yeah. I mean, the inverter would cut out if it was too much amperage for it anyway. Okay. It's got safety cutouts on it. Because we have them in our welfare units, what we call welfare units. We have them built into those. But obviously I don't have that sort of van. I just have an onward transit van.
Yeah.
And I was just going to set it up in the back just so I can heat some food up because it's just getting impossible out there to find anything to eat.
That's what you'll have to do, get a little microwave. Let us know. You'll have to do a video of your first meal done in your car microwave.
Indeed, yes, indeed.
Have a lovely evening, Adam. Thanks for calling in, darling. All right.
Cheers, Chris.
Bye-bye now. Yeah, I hope he finds a microwave soon. It must be awful not being able to find somewhere to eat. You know, when you're driving along or something like that, mustn't it, eh? 0208 144 3477 is my local London phone number. Hello to Sabrina joining us this evening. Hello to Sabrina, a filthy peasant joining us tonight. Greetings to you. I think we said hello to Michael Pullman already this evening. What else is anyone saying? Anything of interest there? No, there we are. Okay. Righty-ho. What have we got else here as well? So we've done our long journey. Okay, shall we do the raffle tickets today, gang? Raffle ticket. Anyone else who wants to call in? The phone line is open, gang. Give us a call, 0208 144 3477. Let's go to... Oops, sorry, I pushed the wrong button there. Boogie Storm. Good evening to Boogie Storm. Boogie Storm, are you there? Nope, no Boogie Storm. Hello?
Hello.
Nope, okay. Let's go to Russ. Good evening to Russ calling in. Good evening to Russ Vernon. Good evening, Russ.
Good evening, Chris. How are you doing, mate? You okay?
Hello to you, sir. All is well in the happy home of Chris Reardon.
That's good to hear, my friend. I just thought I'd phone up and say I don't do very much exercise at all. I've not done any. I didn't do any before this lockdown, and I've not even done any this lockdown. I've only been out once since the lockdown actually started.
And why
which was
is that?
the day after my birthday, Chris.
Why don't you do much exercise there?
It's just, It's I've got asthma and I'm not that fit. I get out of breath quite easy
Right.
when you walk long distances. But so like I said, I've only been out once since the lockdown has started, which was the day after my birthday. I just walked to my mum's friend, which is not far from where I live.
Yeah.
And I also walked
Do you-
to my aunt, which is not far from where I live as well. So just to drop him off a bit of cake, piece of my birthday cake, and I left it outside.
Do you have stairs in the
door,
house?
knocked on the door. Yeah.
You
yes,
do
I
have
Chris,
stairs.
yes.
Well, there's some exercise. I mean, you know what? You don't have to go out for like 5 hours running. Just a couple of times up and down the stairs, and then have a sit down and a rest, and then do it again for a little while. Anything is better than nothing, I think, to be honest, Russ.
Yeah, I agree with you as well, Chris. And also about the call earlier on with regards to radio, I did radio for quite a bit online
Yes.
with a few online radio stations. And last week, due to this lockdown, I started back on another online radio station
Yes.
at 10 o'clock on a Thursday night. And I'm live again tonight from 10 o'clock. Tonight, last week was a pre-recorded show because I've not done it for like 5 months. But tonight I'm going to be live. Should be live from 10 o'clock this evening.
And where can we hear you?
It's on a radio station called XB Radio. If anyone would like it to score me as a friend on Facebook, I can send them a link and they can listen directly to the show starting from around about 10 o'clock tonight, and I'll be live going through till 1 o'clock in the morning. So if Rachel, Fran, Mick, Mandy and a few others who've got me on Facebook from your show, Chris, would like to listen to it, just send me a direct message after Chris's show's finished, and I'll send you the link and point you in the right direction to hear me on the air from 10 o'clock this evening.
Is this it here? xbradio.co.uk, is it? Is that it?
It's the actual, if you put xbradio.co.uk and then you load up with online XB Radio, or if you go straight to this one, Chris, online xbradio.webs.com.
Is this you here? 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. auto. Oh no, 10 p. Ah, here we are. 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. The fun show with Ross. Russ, is that it?
With Russ, yeah.
And you're on till midnight.
But tonight,
are you?
guys,
Okay.
it's a special one. I'm starting at 10 until 12 until 1 o'clock in the morning, not until 12 tonight. So you have a special extra
An
1
extra
hour with me on the air tonight.
I must say, I do like the clock that you've got on there. I like that blue clock that you've got there. Timeanddate.com that's come from, isn't it? I like that clock you've got on your website. Very nice indeed, yes.
The website, the actual station owner is called, who's on a Monday night, Chris, 8 till 10, DJ XB in the mix. He's the owner. He's called Jason. And Mike Harmon, who also pops into your show sometimes. He's live on the station 3 days a week. He does Tuesdays 7. He does Tuesdays 8 until 12. He does Thursdays 5 o'clock until 7 o'clock in the evening, and he also does Sundays 7 o'clock until 10 o'clock in the evening as well. So there's quite a few shows on there. And it's live for 24 hours. So if you're not doing anything, and Chris is not live,
I think it's brilliant to be able to do something you love like that. I really do. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I've done it before, and he also do sports writing as well, Chris. But
I've got that website address there. So it's xbradio.co.uk. That's where you want to go to, xbradio.co.uk, and then it redirect you to somewhere else. So I've given that out for you. All right, Russ?
Yeah, that's fine, Chris. And I'm live
Excellent.
there.
Have a great show tonight, sir. All right.
Yes, thank you, Chris. And if anyone wants a song, just let me know, and I'll be able to get it for them.
Request
play it on
as
air
well.
After 10 o'clock.
Cheerio, Ross.
Request
Thank
as
you.
well.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Lovely to talk to you. Now, we try and get Boogie Storm on. If you want to try ringing now, and we'll see if your phone line works this time. John went back and forth to his ATM machine to check his balance 5 or 6 times a day, normally running home shouting yippee. I've got to go to the bank, actually. I've got a cheque, only for 35 quid, but I like to get it in as quickly as possible, John. We're losing interest here by the second. Losing interest. As I've got a cheque for £35, I must go to... Am I walking tomorrow? Yes, it's walking tomorrow. Walking tomorrow. Let's try this now, see if this works this time. Boogie Storm on the line. Hello to you.
Hello, Chris.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Chris?
Yeah. Sounds terrible. Hello? No, that's not going to work. All right, gang, we're going to close our phone lines there now. Thanks very much, those of you that called in this evening. I don't know why we couldn't get the Boogie Storm one to come up. The quality of that line was awful, wasn't it? It's not working for some reason, his phone tonight for some reason. Anyway, let's do the raffle, boys and girls. Raffle tickets. We got our next raffle is on Monday, so you'll need a raffle ticket for that. Ask now, and I'll give you a raffle ticket. Hello to Chris Woodhouse. John also went to yoga classes. The woman asked how flexible I was. I told her I can't do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Oh, dear. Excellent. So, good. Where are we now? That's all done there. All the satellites are going over again at 5 to 9. If you want to try and go and have a look. I might be able to go and do that. I won't have time to get over to the forest tonight. I'll be too late for that, won't I? But there we go. Right, tickets. Andy 260 Andy. Andy 260 for Andy. Colin Coates 261. Mick Davenport 262. Michael Lawrence 263. Joey Millen 264. Fran Green 265. Sean Pye 266. Oh, there we go. And now it's jumped up so far. I can't see it, love. 266. Sean Pye was 266. There's Sean Pye. Dan S 267. David Fryer 268. Russ 269. Shania 270. Let's just get some more tickets out. Desperate for a cup of tea, to be honest. I have to have vegetables today. I must have some vegetables. 271. Where are we going? 271. Who was the last one? Shania. Jason Hughes 271. Carol and Dave, they walk every evening, fit as fleas. Excellent, Carol. Walking is the best. Walking and swimming is the best things, isn't it? There's Gary Butler, 272. Gary, my nephew, goes out on his bike a lot now with great niece Evie. I think great nephew Harry's going as well now. They go all out on their bikes for about an hour and a half. They enjoy that there. I'll give you a little FaceTime when I finish the show, Gary. All right. Michael Pullman, 273 for young Michael in Australia there. Rachel, 274. Do have a look at Rachel's TikTok videos. Okay. Rachel's on the TikTok there. Diane Deb, thank you, Diane. 275. 275 and 285 and stereo V8F. Radio 1 jingle from years ago. Adam the Plumber. Some banks now allow you to take a photograph of your ticket and upload it to your online banking. Ooh. I'll check that with my bank then. I shall check that with my bank. Lovely Amelia. All right, Amelia Dodd. All right, darling. Mandy Davenport, 276. Carolyn Dave, 277. Tony King, 278. Simon Steele, 279. Amelia Dodd, 280. Lovely to talk to you tonight, Amelia. It's the first decent conversation we've had there, isn't it? Lee Toby. Hello, Lee. 281 for Lee. Peter. All right, Peter. Late on parade. Peter Paliwoda. 282 for you, sir. Shania's been out twice during lockdown for a walk. Other than that, just out shopping. More active when I'm at work. Fair enough. Fair enough. Did we get any text in there? We might have had one from Maureen there. George Bond, 283. George Bond 283. Oh, of course, that was you trying to call in, wasn't it, George? Yes, something up with your phone today. Was it Skype by any chance? It might well have been Skype. That doesn't always work very well, Skype, if you were trying Skype, but we just couldn't hear you. If you play it back, you'll be able to hear what the problem was there. All right. Sorry. And there's Maureen, 284 for Maureen. I think we're done there. Have I missed anyone out? Please speak now. Have I given Amelia 2 tickets? Please only ask once for your tickets, boys and girls. Otherwise, that's what happens. And then you get told off. No? Amelia's only had 1 ticket. Amelia had ticket number 280. Why do you think Amelia's had 2 tickets? I can only see 1 for her here. 280. Are you paying full attention, Russ? Anyone else have I missed out? Please speak now or forever hold thy tongue. You've got about 10 minutes to get outside perhaps and find somewhere where you can look sort of south and hopefully see the satellites going over. Is it west to east tonight? Do you know? I don't even know. Trevor Campbell. Thank you, Trevor. 285 for Trevor Campbell. Anyone else have I missed out with the raffle tickets? Sprinter Van 286. He won on Monday, actually, Sprinter Van. He's got a fridge magnet on its way to him. Fran, yes, you got 265 there, Fran. All right, let's see if I can find these satellite things again for you. Starlink, isn't it? Well, are we going to go in the sun today? 5 hours ago, in the sun today. Let's have a look. In the sun. The super soaraway sun. Come on, there's some times here somewhere. I can't find them now. Oh, where's the damn things now? There's like thousands of satellites. Be surprised. I saw a picture of a globe with all the satellites that were going around there. Here we are on the ITV. Oh, that's 1 day ago, that one. 22nd of April. It's the 23rd now, isn't it? Time I'll find them, they would have gone over. Let's have a look. Oh, the Leicester Mercury. Is it Essex Live? Is that any good? Their photos. Hang on. Oh, here we are. Thursday. Well, it don't say anything about tonight. Oh, Thursday, here we go. Well, it says here from 10:10 for 6 minutes. Look west to east. Satellites, oh, maybe. I think it depends where you are. Let's see if it says anything about Berkshire. Oh, yeah, get Reading. Tonight. No, the tonight. Reading, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 1 day ago, 3 days ago. Oh, I don't know. Get Reading. Let's try this Get Reading thing. Might say today as well. Wednesday the 22nd. Oof. I can't find it, I'm afraid, boys and girls. Oh, here we are. What's this? Here we are, Thursday. Thursday, 4:38 a.m. and 10:10 p.m. Well, I don't know where Mark got 9 o'clock from. I can't see anything at. I can't see anything for 9 o'clock. No, I wouldn't bother going out. Just stay inside. Stay inside and enjoy the rest of your evening tonight. I shall find something to watch on the television in a moment or two. Thank you very much for joining us on the show on our Thursday night phone-in. Sorry, George, we couldn't come to you. Just your phone wouldn't work for whatever reason. All right, my loves. I shall watch some telly, do some dinner, and be with you again at some point tomorrow morning. Thank you very much for joining us on this Thursday night. See you again tomorrow morning. Take care now. Bye-bye.